Welcome back to Turkey Trippin 2022. We picked this up in South Florida with the storm having just passed. Well, it looks like the wet part of the storm is past. It's going to still be a little bit breezy. So I'm going to jump on my bike, go real light, just my harness, mouth call, not the vest and all that, and go back in here and just see mostly if I can just have access in there. How far can I get in on my bike? And then what does the adjacent land off of the trail look like? Is it wet, you know? So that's what I'm going to do. The weather has really cooled off significantly, and I'm glad for that. It's quite the welcome respite, that's for sure. When I left Colorado, I could barely keep my window clean enough to see from the ice that was forming. And I get here and I feel like I'm about to have a heat stroke all day long. So this much cooler weather is quite welcome. So I got just under 2 hours of legal. Got a little bottle of water in my pocket, so we're gonna get after it. This can't be a good sign. Oh, look out! Well, this creates quite the problem. Let's see if we can avoid this. Hopefully it's not that big. I think I see the end up here. Now it's just a matter of maneuvering this bike through here. Another round of calls was unfruitful, so we're going to move a solid half mile and do her again. Good morning. It is Sunday morning. It's a little bit cooler, so that's nice. It's 47. And I had a fairly long drive down here, about a half hour or so, a little less than a half hour. So I decided to make some coffee this morning. And despite being hot, the instant is not an upgrade from my normal canned coffee. As I was about to leave the campsite, I noticed my dash clock did not match my phone. Kind of wondering what was up with that. Like, I didn't change it after I got into Eastern time from Central time. I was like, I know I did. Just now I noticed sunrise is an hour later. The time just changed on me. So we are now in daylight savings time. So I am really early this morning, much earlier than I anticipated being. It's kind of no wonder last night felt pretty short. It was an hour shorter than I was expecting. So yeah, here we are. I guess I'm in no hurry to get to pedaling out there, but I do see headlights coming up the road. Either they're just really early birds anyway, or the daylight savings got them too. So we'll see you out there. Got my knee boots on today, so I'm able just to walk the edge much faster than trying to weave through the cypress. Alright,
This is the one I couldn't get past yesterday in regular hiking boots. So we'll keep the bike front tire out in front, checking for holes and ruts. So far, all the ones I've crossed like this, there's been no problem. They're not that deep. It's 14 minutes until legal, and I'm almost 3 miles back here. I don't know whether I should just stay on the road and listen and try to conjure up something from here, or if I should pick a direction, left or right, and just start walking into the woods. I hear the burrito bird, so that must mean things are starting to wake up. It's still a little bit windy. It's going to be 10 miles an hour all day, which that wind chill right now makes it pretty cold. That's encouraging. At least one's been through here at some point. It's been a while. That's the difference between a hen and a tom track. There's also been several gator crossings. This guy, his tail goes right there with his big feet print. And then one goes this way. And this one goes that way. But with this sign, this is probably a spot I want to maybe just set up some decoys and hang out a little bit. There's been tom tracks going both ways, so that just kind of tells me that he's in the area. Since I had those tracks in the mud, I decided to go ahead and set up. I got decoys out right in the road out here at 35 yards. Jake and a hen. I've let out a couple big calls, upwind and downwind. Now I'm just kind of sitting back here and gonna hang out a while. I definitely want to be more in this area tomorrow versus where I was this morning. I ran out of sign pretty quick, and it wasn't a lot of sign. At least over here there is some sign. And I'm not back as far back as I want to go either. I came from that direction, and I want to explore more that way. But I've gone over 5 miles, close to 6 at this point. And I just want to sit down for a little while. Give this a few hours probably. It's not quite 1 o'clock yet. Yeah, and I'm just shy of 6 miles, so legal tonight's about 7:30, about 19:30, so I got a lot of time yet. I want to go ahead and bail out of here a little bit early today. I think there's about an hour and 15 minutes of legal time yet. Sun's fairly high up. I'm pretty tired, and tomorrow's going to come pretty early. I've gone about 7.2 miles today, right as of now, and I got about an hour or a mile and a half walk back to the bike to ride 3.2, I think it is, miles back to the car. So I'm going to bail early today. Tomorrow morning's going to get here pretty soon. I got to get up early because I want to be in the vicinity I was where I set up the decoys the first time at about 1 o'clock. So far that's the place I've had the most footprint sign. I still haven't heard a gobble, and the only hen I've seen that was in the huntable area was the same hen twice. Once on Friday, once on Saturday morning. So we'll get out of here. See if we come across something on the way out.
Good morning. It's Monday morning. I'm tired, but we're gonna get out there. It's a little later than I wanted it to be this morning, so I'm gonna have to really boogie to get out there. But I'm not looking forward to that bike ride because that seat has me messed up in all the wrong spots. I'm glad I got the seat upgrade when I bought that bike a couple years ago, but if that's the upgraded seat, the old one would have been terrible. So it's beating me up, and so I'm pretty tentative about getting on it. But every morning I got to spray down the chain and junk to get the sand and dirt off. So that's another thing I've got to do every morning, and I'm running out of WD-40. I wish I would have brought some of that chain cleaner, bike chain cleaner that I usually have with me, because I'm definitely going to run out of that. Probably have to run to the local gas station to see if I can get some kind of a oil. I might not be able to ride my bike as far back as I want, because when I was walking back last night I noticed some of those holes, they were just pretty thick mud, and so that's not going to work out. And then it turns to a real sand, the kind of sand that 2 years ago was popping my chain off because it just binds everything up. It gets on there and the chain and sprocket looks like a sugar cookie. So we'll get out there.
The owls are doing their thing, but the turkeys are not. The burrito bird is awake. Crows are getting it. Turkeys are not. Welcome back. It is a few minutes after noon on Wednesday. Just got back in here. I'm about 2 miles in on a trail I've never been on. I'm not sure how I feel about it. But yesterday, Tuesday, in the morning, I went down another trail I've never been on. And at the trailhead met a young man from Mississippi. Nice young man. And he said he was back in there that night, or the previous night, and saw some good sign. So we both walked in there. We ended up getting back there about 5 miles. And at one point, we're both pretty sure we got a gobble to one of his calls. Bird never came in. We weren't able to locate it, but we went in that eventually we went in that direction. And we saw some fresh footprints. So the plan was this morning to start real early, because we timed our way out. It took 2.5 hours on the way out.
Turkey tracks everywhere, and our boot tracks.
It's about 5 miles, but the footing isn't that great, so it's kind of slow walking most of the way. We met up real early this morning, and the forecast said it was supposed to rain from legal till afternoon. And seeing as how we already got rained on yesterday, we decided, well, we'll get a nap. We'll reconvene in the afternoon, and we'll go out somewhere, because there is sign all the way back that 5 miles. So we were thinking maybe we'll go 2 or 3 in for the evening. So we drove back to my campsite because it's a lot closer than where he's at. And we went back to sleep. He was in his truck, I'm in my Blaze. At some point I woke up and the sky was blue. It never had rained at all, didn't even sprinkle. So we got bamboozled by the weather report. because while we were standing there at 4 in the morning, when I first pulled up, the sky was clear. And by the time we wanted to step off at 4:15, the sky was completely cloudy. So we believed the weather forecast. And then it skipped us. And then I just got rained on just now. So basically I'm tired. I'm frustrated. I have yet to hear a gobble that I know. Yesterday was only a possible. But I also have not seen any hunting pressure here, and it makes me wonder if I'm not running into hunters, is that because the other hunters know where the turkeys are? And I'm just out here flapping? Walking in here, I realized I'm actually tired. I thought that getting that nap in this morning would have been a nice cure-all, but I'd probably get a little more energized if I could get in the ball game. So I'm just way back in here right now. Now I'm just starting to ramble on and on. So I reckon I'll throw in a mouth call, start seeing if I can't conjure something up.
So South Florida's been a real tough nut to crack in 2020 and again here in 2022.
Mama said gators are so ornery 'cause they have all them teeth and no way to brush 'em.
I apologize because this video is probably kind of boring, but this is my reality. Hope you liked this video. If you did, go ahead and give us that thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down there, and as always, thanks for watching.